Oh, good morning. Depending on where you are, it's good to be back again. Happy New Year. Happy 2021, everyone. The year 2020 has been a very, very rigorous year, right? It's good to be alive the year 2021. I mean, for us crypto traders, the year 2020 has been a wonderful year. In the midst of the pandemic, in the midst of coronavirus, in the midst of COVID-19, businesses closed up, people out of jobs, and what have you, you know. Um, but then Bitcoin has been good to us. If you've been following us, if you're following the Bitcoin train, let me use that word, probably from 2017, 2020 has been a wonderful year for us. 2018, we saw a lot of red everywhere. Then, coming back to 2019, same thing. The early part of 2020, same thing. But then Bitcoin picked up and, started doing what it was supposed to do. I don't know, if you've been listening to me for a while, I mentioned actually in 20, I actually mentioned earlier this year that during the halving period I was in June, July, that we're going to see, a proper bull run. And that is actually playing out. So having said that, let us just take a look at the chart. I always start with the chart. So, if you look at the chart right now, the one you see on my screen, this is the Bitcoin chart. I'm also going to talk about the Ethereum chart, and I also talk about the Bitcoin and the Ethereum chart too. You know, that's Ethereum against Bitcoin, so that we can have a proper perspective. Okay. So you will notice that Bitcoin has been doing amazingly well. You know, I mean, just in the last 1 month or so, last 4 weeks, um, I mean, it's been crazy. I mean, if somebody told you 4 weeks, somebody told me 4 weeks ago, because for me, all the moves that we are seeing in the market today, I was expecting that at least you see in the first quarter of the year 2021. But it's amazing how this thing just took off beginning of 2020, the beginning of December in 2020, and went all the way. So, but having said that, so you will notice that in the last 4 weeks, what we have had is an amazing bull run. From as soon as Bitcoin broke, I'm actually on the 1 hour chart. As soon as the Bitcoin broke that 19,000, the all-time high, I mean, it went absolute bonkers. I mean, it just took off. Initially, for me, when I saw the forming of this Vasa candlestick, which we call the Doji candlestick, or some people call it, you can call it Amma. You can see an Amma here. Some people call it inverted Amma. I was expecting that when it was around that 28,000, I was expecting that we should come down to probably 25, 24. I took some profits here and then I left some Bitcoin while I'm watching the market. But all of a sudden it came down to around 26 and then it took off. You see that it has broken that high. It broke this high and then it went all the way. And then it went all the way to 20 all the way to 29,200, and then it came down to 27,000, and then it has broken this 29,200. So that what that says is that the bull are still very much in the market, and then you can see that it's always bouncing off this trend line. It's always bound. It comes down. It's telling you that the strength of the sellers are still very weak compared to the bull. That the bulls are still very, very much in the market, and they are not ready to give up. You know, so having said that, if we let's go to the daily chart so that you can see clearly there on the daily chart. So this is the candle I was talking about. 28,000. I mean, if you look at this candle, this is clearly a reversal candle that you're expecting that price to crash. Having Look at the move all the way. This was actually in September. This is September 1st, when it was around that $9,000. And then it has taken off from there. Most times it comes down, it takes off, see, then it broke this high. Immediately it broke down 19,000 region. then that's taken off. And then what we see playing out right now is that, like I said in the last video, this is actually a new region that we are seeing, new price region that we are seeing for Bitcoin. Because this has never happened, before. We have never touched 29,000 before. So that means there's no resistance around this area yet, until we see a massive reversal. So but then what I feel is going to happen is probably when we touch 30,000. Like I said in the last video, $30,000 is is a psychological number. Over the years, Bitcoin always have that issue around that. When the first time it touched $10,000, we saw a massive pullback. Then when it got near very close to 20,000, that was in 2018, 2017, 2018, we saw a massive pullback too. So I'm having a feeling that, around that 30,000, probably when we touch 30,000, or when we were close to 30,000, we are going to see a massive pullback, because the old number seems to be can be problematic for Bitcoin, from what we have seen in the past. But then, having said that, the bull closed the market this year, that was last year already, 2020. I mean, we have never seen anything like that before. Let's go to the weekly chart so that you see what I'm saying. Now look at this. I mean, this is the last week in 2020. I mean, it actually touched 20,600. It broke above 28,200. I mean, we have never seen it. I don't think I've seen anything like this, Bitcoin closing like this in a year. Now, if we go to the 1 month, so that we'll see clearly. Now, look at this. Now, look at this candle. This big candle that you're looking at, this is the December 2020 candle. I mean, this is massive. and look at this. This is actually in 2018. You know, when it closed. So what I strongly believe is that we are going to see a little bit move, a continuation of this move. Don't forget, like I said, this region that we have is a free region. We don't have a resistance yet. There's no resistance. We don't have any history of resistance, unlike this region. This was actually in 2018. You know, around that 19,800 region, and we saw a massive pullback, and then we could understand that there's a resistance around this area, because anytime it comes, it goes back. But at this point, we don't have a reversal. We don't have any resistance around this area. Like I said earlier. So, what I personally feel is going to happen is that probably when we touch 30,000, it's going to have a little bit of difficulty, probably, or probably it can either come down. People can either start taking profit, or it breaks that 30,000 and moves towards 40,000. But my projection is that by the end of 2021, we should be seeing at least Bitcoin should be around that 50,000. Must have touched 50,000. A lot of people are saying 100,000. Somebody even say 400,000. But that's just my own opinion. I feel around that I'm just being conservative. But the truth is, if actually this bull trend continue throughout this year, and Bitcoin will push, with this trend of um, bull bull run. I mean, we should see. There's nothing wrong that Bitcoin shouldn't get to 100,000. Before we now start seeing a massive dump. Although we should be seeing people taking profit. Another thing I feel will also help the market is the American stimulus check that people start getting in a couple of days. I think that will also help the market, because that means people have more money to spend, to buy more cryptocurrency. So that is just my opinion on Bitcoin. So, but then, like I said, for me, my own personal trading decision is that I'll be taking more profit when Bitcoin gets to. I've started taking profit. That's the truth. I started, taking my profit, because this 30,000 region, I'm quite scared. I don't want to be caught up in in the bear run. So having said that, let me take you back to I was going to talk about what Ethereum is likely to do to. I was going to talk about what Ethereum is most likely to do. although Ethereum has not really followed in the massively the way Bitcoin is moving. But like I said, in the previous videos, my observation about the cryptocurrency market is that most times when people are taking profit from Bitcoin, they tend to put the money in other altcoins, and Ethereum seems to be the next to Bitcoin. So I strongly believe that before we enter the bear market fully, we should see Ethereum around that $3,000 at least. At least. Some people are saying 5,000, some others are saying 10,000. But I strongly believe that we should see Ethereum around that, at least 3,000, dollar region. Having said that, if you look at what Ethereum also has been doing, the pattern is almost like Bitcoin. It moves up, forms a resistance, come down, then break that resistance. There's resistance around that $633. It has broken it and it has moved up to $758. So although Ethereum has not broken its all-time high, because Ethereum all-time high is, as you can see in the chart, $1,440. So we are still about almost 50% away from the all-time high. It's already at 700 region. So, but then the last time it did this all-time high, that was in 2018, thereabout. Was 1,440. So I believe Ethereum before the end of this bull season, I actually believe Ethereum should break out from this region, from this all-time high. I don't know how that's gonna happen because it's still very, very far away. But let's hope that this 2021, the first quarter of 2021 will be the season of the odd season. We're gonna have an odd season. So I actually believe that Ethereum should break this $1,440 region before we see a massive pullback. At least there should be a breakout from this region. Ethereum is still very far from breaking the all-time high. Having said that, let's look at the chart of Ethereum against Bitcoin. Okay, so we're gonna look at Ethereum against Bitcoin. Don't forget in the last video, I actually point our attention to this chart. In the last video I made, actually spoke about I spoke about this support that we have here, this particular support, and I said this is a very good spot to take a buy. If you are still buy, that was why I said Ethereum is still very good to buy. If you still want to buy Ethereum, it's a very, very good spot to take a buy. And then if you feel if you're a short-term trader and you are and then you are in for the short term, I feel if you take a buy around this region based on this very strong support that we have here, this support candlestick, you can place your stop loss below this price. But for me, if you're a long-term holder, if you want to buy and hold probably for the next couple of weeks or months, if you buy, just buy and just be looking at the market, because I strongly believe that this support should hold. This support hold, we should break out around this range. There should be a break around above this resistance. We should break out around this resistance and probably move as far as above this region. So that's actually my take on the market, and I believe like I said, this is going to be a very good year. Like I said, this is as soon as we see Bitcoin starts tanking, we should see the altcoins, moving up. Coins like Ethereum, coins like ADA, coins like Neo, coins like what's the name of the coins like we should see coins like also DOT. Now, and that even reminds me, let's look at the chart of DOT last before I round up. I don't know, so many of you that are in the oh, this is DOT. I'm sorry. I was wrong. I said $24. So yeah, a lot of you that are in the group in my crypto trading group, you notice that if you are I called this coin when it was around that $3.5 a couple of weeks or months ago. And then yesterday it touched $9.5. I mean, I'm just happy for this coin because I caught it early. So I dropped a trade call that people should buy this coin when it's around that $3.5, and already is already on 9.5. So we should see a lot of other altcoins doing moving like this year. I strongly believe the first quarter into the second quarter of 2021 should be a year for the altcoins. So we'll be seeing a lot of altcoins doing a lot of percentages, 100%, 200%, 1000%. So make sure you are staying in the game. And then you can make sure you're also taking profit along the line, along the way as the coins are moving up. I won't say that. Please ensure you like, you subscribe, you share, with your friends this video. Also, I will be dropping the link. We have a video course on the website Traders Abode. You can join us. You can also there's also a free video on that page which you can watch. But also we also have the ones that we are selling that you should buy. Um, when you pay for that video course, it's just 25,000 now. That's just about $50 or so, or less than $50. So when you pay for that course, actually, you will also get access to our trading room. We have a trading room, the Traders Abode trading room on the website on WhatsApp. They are there for free. So on that WhatsApp group, I always drop trade calls, tell you what to do, tell you what to expect in the market. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share with your friends. Thank you very much. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely new year.